Hey you guys, welcome to my tutorial. This is a quick demo of the brush I use. It's a flat brush with the stylus pressure set to opacity so I can apply a thin layer of paint by pressing lighter. The brush retains its size. I also set angle jitter at 2 directions, so as you can see the brush nib rotates with the direction of my brush strokes. I tend to be quite messy as I paint, so I can quickly select the colours around the brush strokes and really work those negative shapes. The painting will be heavily based on this photo. I was quite careful when I was taking it. I was looking at the shadow shapes, and the pose was very important to me. This will always stay on my canvas, and I'll use it as a guide to create realistic form and to study how the light behaves. I do enjoy drawing, and I think it's a very important skill, but I want to skip straight to the painting, so I reduce the opacity of the photo, create a new layer, and just trace the lines so I can progress with the piece more quickly. I lay down some flats on a layer beneath the line work. I'm quite messy with it. I just want to get some mid to dark tones down on the canvas so I can study the light more easily. If you just start with a blank canvas, you'll find it very difficult to get the right colours because the white will just throw you off. The first part of the painting is really a study, just studying how the light hits the face, and I'm studying the form of the face. I'm trying to get the overall highlight shapes and overall form right. I'm not going to worry about detail until later on in the painting. I took the pink strap and painted it across the rest of the top. I tend to take colours from the canvas rather than just import a colour that doesn't necessarily work with the piece. As I'm painting, I'll flip the canvas horizontally. This is a really good way of spotting areas that need more work or that need improvement. The next step I do is to transform the colours, so I create a new layer, fill it with blue and change the layer mode to multiply. Then if I go into Image, Adjustments, Hue, Saturation, I can change that colour with some sliders, and this will change how it affects the paint below. I will then lift the blacks by creating a new layer, filling it with a solid colour and changing the layer mode to lighten. Again, I can use the sliders to change how much this layer has an effect on the paint below. To create the mask, I use the polygonal lasso tool and just draw the selection in the shape of the mask. I then go to Image, Adjustments, Levels and change the brightness of that selection, and it instantly gives me the mask with the highlights and the shadows in roughly the right place. I can also change the colour balance of that selection to give the mask a slightly pink tint. I import a free stock photo from pexels.com. The license allows me to use this photo for pretty much any purpose. I change the layer mode to lighten, and as you can see, it instantly creates quite a nice lighting effect. I want to be able to control how much of this lighting effect shows through, so I create a layer mask and I fill the layer mask with black. This hides everything on that layer, and then I can paint white revealing strokes on that layer mask to reveal the highlights in exactly the places I want them to be. I continue to work on the portrait with the highlight layer hidden so that it doesn't get in the way. I'm not necessarily adding more detail, I'm just trying to describe the form in a more appealing way. Once I've finished a painting, I like to apply a texture to it. I do this with pretty much every painting I create. I get a high contrast image of a canvas, paste it on a top layer, change the layer mode to overlay, and then drop the opacity down to about 15%. I really enjoy creating the traditional painting look with digital art. Thanks folks, take care.